It's here, it's finally here. New South Wales have released their New South Wales skilled occupation list. Now, previously, they already released the eligibility criteria, and I talked about it in a previous video. You can be living onshore or offshore. For the 190, if you're onshore, you must be living continuously in New South Wales for the past 6 months. If you're offshore, you must be living offshore continuously for the past 6 months. For 491, you must be living either onshore continuously for the past 3 months or offshore continuously for the past 3 months. Now, you can head down and have a look at the occupation list. So for the 190, it's quite limited. And from what I can see so far, there's not many hospitality occupations on there. But look, give it a couple of days. Sometimes they chop and change. There is also an occupation list for the 491. And there's only one pathway for the 190. Whereas for the 491, there's 3 pathways. So the pathway 1 is if you're living and working for a regional New South Wales employer and you must be paid at TSMT salary level. Second pathway, you can just apply if you're eligible, but you must have an occupation in the ANSCO unit group on the New South Wales Regional Skills List. And this year, they've brought back the Regional New South Wales graduate stream. And you must have completed studies in a relevant occupation that's on the New South Wales Regional Skills List. Now, I'm going to do separate videos for every single stream, so stay tuned. I just want to clarify a couple things for the 186 direct entry visa. A lot of people are asking if the work experience requirements for this has changed. So if it's reduced from the 3 years full-time work experience requirement. And so far the answer is no. However, I think a lot of people still get confused about what the requirements actually are for the work experience. I always say 3 years full-time post-qualification work experience. And people ask, where does it say post-qualification? In the migration regulations, it says the applicant has been employed in the occupation for at least 3 years on a full-time basis at the required skill level. So what defines the required skill level? Well, for that in Australia, we refer to this lovely table called ANSCO. So let's look at chefs, for example. So for chefs, it is a diploma. Or if you look below here, it does say at least 3 years of relevant work experience can be used in lieu of the qualification. However, this doesn't apply for any occupation. Not all occupations you can use work experience in lieu. We'll look at accountants, for example. So it says here, for this occupation, you must have a bachelor degree or higher. And it doesn't say anything about using work experience in lieu. So if this is something that you're looking to apply for, have a chat to your lawyer. Make sure that your work experience does meet the requirements. A lot of visa applicants come to me in the last couple of weeks because the department is about to refuse their skilled visa. So what's happened is they've gone ahead and lodged a 189 or maybe a 491 visa. In the expression of interest application, they claimed points for their work experience. And as you know, you can claim points if you've been working in your nominated occupation. However, these applicants forgot about all the other requirements. So I had an applicant who was working as a carpenter, and they claimed 10 points for working in Australia for the past 3 years. However, for 1 out of those 3 years, they were on a student visa, but they were working 40 hours a week. So actually, they had breached their student visa conditions. And if that's the case, you can't claim the points. It's clear in the regulations. But obviously, the applicant didn't know this. This is something in our firm that we're super strict about. So if we have a client who's claiming work experience, we ask for every single payslip, and we also ask for a copy of the visa they held during that work period. That is then checked by the lawyers and the senior lawyers to make sure that we are not overclaiming points. So I know it seems simple that you can claim work experience or points or qualifications, but it's really important that you know the full story of it. Because with these applicants, the department isn't going to accept it. I think they're going to get their visas refused.